Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening, I'm Jace Mackey. The dangerous persons alert that was issued by the Maidstone RCMP today has now been cancelled. The alert was issued after reports of shots being fired at a residence in the RM of Britannia and a residence in Lloydminster. The RCMP say 2 adult males were located on Onion Lake Cree Nation and are now in police custody. Police say there is no longer a need for residents in the RM of Britannia or Lloydminster to shelter in place. The Lloydminster Harley Owners Group are gearing up for the Lloydminster Toy Run this weekend. We caught up with their co-chair for more.
The 11th annual Lloydminster Toy Run is taking place on September the 10th. There's a lot happening with this year's event, and I'm pleased to be joined with co-chair Murray Getty. Murray, can you take us through what people can expect this year?
We always kick off, we're kicking off from Denham Chrysler, and we always host the pancake breakfast. That kind of starts around 9 a.m. and we do our pancake breakfast and hang out there and visit and have some camaraderie in the morning until noon, and kickstands up at noon. We do about a 2 to 3 hour ride with a stop in the middle, and show up that morning to find out where the ride's going and where the midpoint stop is. So like I say, with our midpoint stop and the ride, should be back in town by 4 o'clock. Go home, clean up, and head down to the stockade for a supper and cabaret, and end the night off with some dancing.
So for people who are interested in taking part in this year's event, are they still able to register now?
Absolutely. Just show up down at Denham Chrysler on the morning of the 10th, and we'll get you registered, no problem.
Now you're collecting toy donations as well as cash donations. What are these donations going to be going towards at the end of the day?
We split up the toys amongst a few different charities, like Big Brothers Big Sisters definitely likes some toys, and we also try to send some to the Ronald McDonald houses in Edmonton and Saskatoon.
So for people interested in donating, be that cash or toys, how can they go about that?
And just come on down, even if you don't ride or aren't going to be able to make the supper and cabaret, come on down to Denham Chrysler in the morning, and we'll gladly accept your new wrap toys and any cash donations. And every dollar we raise goes towards local children's charities. So we don't keep any of the money. It all goes towards local kids charities.
Now, it's been a tough few years for everyone, but the Toy Run was still able to go on last year, raising thousands of dollars. Can you talk a little bit about what it means to have the community support through the tough times, be that from individuals here in Lloydminster, but also from businesses stepping forward and sponsoring the event?
It amazes me, even through, the toughest years through COVID and downturn in economy here in Lloydminster, the community support has always been there for us, and we can't say thank you enough to our sponsors and the business community in Lloydminster that always seems to stand behind us. We certainly could not do it without them.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Murray, before we go?
It's our 11th annual. Like I say, it's we enjoy doing this, and through COVID and some downturn in the economy, the charities that we support need the money more than ever right now. So kind of the 4 big ones that we support are Big Brothers Big Sisters, Kids Sport, the Lloydminster Community Youth Center, and Lloydminster Sexual Assault Services. So we partner with them. They help us out day of, and we help them out by providing some much needed cash. So it's a fun day. There's lots of stuff going on, and like I say, come down, check it out. You don't have to ride a bike to be involved. You can still come down for pancakes at Denham in the morning, and come for the supper and cabaret later. We're changing it up a bit this year. We've got Chronic Rocks coming into the stockade to play that night, and they're a great cover band out of Edmonton. So we're looking forward to them coming this year and changing things up a little bit.
Thank you so much, Murray Getty, the co-chair of this year's Lloydminster Toy Run. Wish you guys the best of luck. Hopefully you have some good weather and a great turnout. It looks like there's a lot of fun things planned.
September is Big Brothers Big Sisters month, and things are starting off here in Lloydminster with a barbecue on September 7th. Here's our Sarah Baker with more.
I am proud to introduce today Jacqueline. Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here today to talk about the Big Brothers Big Sisters barbecue happening tomorrow, as well as how Big Brothers Big Sisters really wants to make September a month for it.
Thanks for having us.
Why exactly is Big Brothers Big Sisters trying to make September Big Brothers Big Sisters month?
Big Brothers Big Sisters has declared September as our month nationwide. So every Big Brothers Big Sisters agency in Canada celebrates Big Brother Big Sister month in September. And September 18th is actually Big Brothers Big Sisters Day. The reason why they have recognized September is, I think, because with fall and everybody getting back rolling after summer, it's a month when we focus on recruitment and on our mentoring programs and finding mentors for the children that are part of our agencies across the country.
Things are kind of opening up this month with the barbecue happening tomorrow. What led to that decision?
We have a fantastic new partner in our community, Shandos Bird. Joint venture. They're working on our wastewater treatment plant, and they came in and said, we'd like to do something to help you. What would you like to do? And we said, well, September's Big Brother Big Sister month, so let's kick it off with a barbecue. So they are sponsoring the barbecue. They're actually coming and cooking and serving as well. And we just thought it was a great way to kick off the month, generate some interest, and get some people to come in so we can tell them about what we do.
There's also the option for people to pre-order something from the barbecue. Has there been many pre-orders as of yet?
We've had a few, so that gives people the option, if they can't come down to the office and have a visit with us in person, then they can pre-order and pick it up.
Do you have many other events planned for the month?
We're just working on recruitment this month, basically. We will be out fundraising. We're sending some volunteers to the oil show. We are volunteering for the city at Fall Fest, but mainly our focus is on recruitment and finding those mentors for the children that are on the waiting list.
When it comes to being a mentor, do you mind describing a bit of what Big Brothers Big Sisters is looking for in the recruitment process?
Very easy to be a mentor. Just somebody who has the time to spend with the children that are on our list to be matched, who likes to have fun. And then we go through a screening process, we train them, we have several meetings where we get to know you, and then we find a child that we think would be a good fit for you, and we match you according to interest. And then you go out and do things that you love to do. So in the winter, you can go sledding and skating, or if you're more of a homebody, you can watch movies or do crafts or, work in the garage. It's just whatever the interests are for the two of them, and having the time to be that consistent, positive role model in their life.
So is there a long list of children waiting to have a mentor, Big Brother, Big Sister?
We have about 30 kids on the waiting list right now. Boys typically wait longer than girls. Our boys average about 2 to 2.5 years on average to be matched, some longer, some shorter. Girls tend to get matched right away because we do get more Big Sister mentors than Big Brother mentors, but everyone that's on our list needs a mentor.
Has there been many, as the month's been going on so far, we're in day 6 of September, has there been many people applying to become mentors as of yet?
Yes, we've had a few actually, which we're really excited about. We've had a few for our in-school mentoring program and a few for our traditional match program, which is good. So we'll get back up and rolling here as the month progresses. We'll get some of those mentors going.
Thank you so much again for talking with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Now it's time for us to check in once again with Shelby Clark as another look at weather.
Thank you once again there, JCS. Now taking another extended look at your weather forecast, starting off with our central area here. We are seeing some much more cool down temperatures than what we were looking at last week, of course. So it started cooling down quite a bit yesterday here in the border city and the surrounding areas. But for today, we are continuing that cool streak right now as we head into the short week here after the long weekend. And we are just seeing that 19 to 21 degree mark in most spots over on this end. Down in Red Deer, they're at 22, so just seeing slightly warmer. Meanwhile, over in Whitecourt, they are the coolest by a few degrees. They're at 17. Switching over to our Saskatchewan side here, they are seeing slightly warmer conditions compared to the Alberta side for here in our central zone. 21 over in Meadow Lake, 20 with us here in the border city. Most spots are just seeing that 22 mark, and meanwhile over in Saskatoon, they are the warmest right now at that 24. And going over to our northern zone as well, they have cooled down quite a bit like us in the central area, although they are also kind of matching with us as well with those temperatures. Most spots just seeing around that 18 to 21 degrees over on this end. Meanwhile, up in Radium City, they are seeing slightly cooler. They're just at 16. And going back over to Alberta side for here in our northern zone, they are looking slightly cooled down as well, but matching with us once again here in our central zone. Most spots are just at that 20-degree mark, especially over in this end here. We go a bit more in the center with Fort McMurray, and they are just seeing a degree warmer. Meanwhile, down in Slave Lake, they are seeing the coolest compared with that 17 degrees. And going over to our southern zone, just as we kind of expected, they are seeing slightly warmer conditions compared to the rest, especially for Medicine Hat, seeing that 30 to 35 degree point for Medicine Hat most of the time last weekend, the week before. Now they are cooled down to that 27, so still seeing quite warm, although haven't quite reached that 30 degrees once again. 24 over in Lethbridge, while there's 23 up in Coronation. Banff is also with Lethbridge in that 24 range, and Calgary is the coolest with that 22. And going over to our Saskatchewan side here, once again to end things off, they are just seeing slightly the same conditions as what the Alberta side is seeing. 25 for Moose Jaw and Regina, while it's 26 down in Estevan, 24 degrees for Swift Current and Yorkton, and Kinnersley is slightly cooler compared to the rest with that 23. But although the southern zone is seeing the warmest conditions compared to the rest. And now going back across the region and looking at what we will see throughout our evening tonight and throughout the night, we will be seeing those single digits make its way back for most spots across the region for our evening low temperatures. Most will be seeing between a low of 6 to 8 degrees for their evening low temperature. Meadow Lake will be expecting that low of 5, while Isla Cross will be seeing the warmest with a low of 11. And condition-wise, we will be seeing a pretty calm evening for most spots, although we will be a lot more cool down. Looking at our 3-day forecast, we will be seeing that 25 tomorrow, seeing that 15 Thursday, so cooling down for sure for Thursday and Friday, unfortunately, and seeing that precipitation hitting on our Thursday day. So for tomorrow, make sure you're enjoying this nice 25 weather, because we will be cooling down just in time for the weekend, unfortunately, as we get more into the fall season. And ending off with another beautiful weather photo submission. Thank you to everyone that submitted awesome photos to our Facebook page. You can continue to do so. I will use them. And thank you so much for this beautiful shot, Tammy. Really appreciate it. That's all I have for now. RJ Smacky will have more news coming up after the break.
Welcome back to this edition of Pet Project, everyone. I'm joined once again with Nicole from the Border Paws Animal Shelter. Nicole, how's everything going over there this week?
Going really, really good. Got some adoptions done last week. Got quite a few animals out, so that was nice.
Well, that's lovely to hear. I always love to hear that animals are finding their forever homes. They're finding friends. They're making connections. So that's wonderful to hear. And obviously, we'll start off this show by, showcasing our pet. So I'm going to let you introduce our furry friend this week here, Nicole.
So this is Wildcat. She's about a 2-year-old domestic short hair. We do believe she has a little bit of bangle in her, as she has a lot of the characteristics. She really likes water, and she plays a little rougher than the average cat, hence the name Wildcat. But yeah, she's actually and a dog, other cat. She's being very calm right now. She's usually quite playful. But yeah, I guess just wants some snuggles right now. And some treats.
Oh, all cats love treats. I'm sure she appreciates that. And what a lovely cat, I must say. Look at the colors, look at the markings, absolutely beautiful. And you guys saw how nice she was sitting there with Nicole. A nice well-behaved lap cat is super well appreciated. I know I love when my cat comes and curls up on my lap and acts nice. So, got a cat that likes to do that? That's perfect. So absolutely, if anybody out there is interested, go stop by, meet Wildcat. And like you mentioned with the Bengal, that's a really desirable breed. I don't know if people out there know that, but people pay thousands of dollars for Bengal cats. So, the idea that you could get one that is, possibly part Bengal with all the cute markings and, everything like that, wow, that is quite a deal, quite a sale, so to speak. So certainly, if you're interested in Wildcat, stop by, say hi, maybe pick her up and take her home. Beautiful. And so you guys have an event coming up here right away, so I'll let you kind of let the public in on the details, but it involves some vehicles and it involves some puppies. So I'll go ahead and let you tell people what to look forward to.
So yeah, on September 15th, that's not this Sunday, but next Sunday, Lloyd Motocross is going to be putting on a car show. They'll have some food there, some vendors, I believe, music, and then we're actually going to come with some puppies, actually. So we'll have a few puppies there that are available for adoption. So hopefully weather's nice and it can be a great time for the whole family.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. The weather has been phenomenal this year so far, nice and sunny and warm. So let's hope that it holds out for that event and everybody comes out, gets to meet those puppies, gets to see some cool cars. I know the car show every year is always a great event. So certainly if you're interested in that, stop by, check it out, pet some puppies, maybe take one home. Who knows? But unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this week. But real quick before we go, I know I've mentioned it the last couple of weeks, but just real quick reminder, the Border Paws Animal Shelter does have their Amazon wish list now. I know we always like to end our segments by, mentioning what they're looking for, but it makes things simple now. You can go on, you can check it out. You can find the links on their Facebook, their social medias, so very easy. But there was a couple items this week I'll just mention. Nicole, what were they again?
Yeah, so we could definitely use some blankets. Anybody's got old blankets laying around their house, we could take that. And then from the Amazon wish list, we can always use cat food, dry and wet as well.
Perfect. There you go. So certainly maybe stop by the Amazon wish list if you're unsure of what brand or what have you. You can pay for it, gets shipped there. It's super easy. You don't even have to leave your house and you get to do a good deed. So simple, so easy, perfect. And once again, if you got extra blankets laying around your house, maybe in your linen closet downstairs, I'm sure the cats would appreciate them. Absolutely, the dogs too would probably be better used than collecting dust downstairs. So unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week, but I want to thank you, Nicole. I want to thank Wildcat for being so nice and playing so sweet. So thank you, and once again, we'll speak with you again next week.
Pet Project is sponsored by the Pet Pad. For total pet care, think Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Lauren Rodick-Everly is back with us this week. We always usually chat about parenting topics when chatting with Lauren. Lauren, as we said earlier this month, you are expecting your second child, so congratulations on that once again.
Thank you.
And we want to talk about home birth because this is something that you chose with Collins. And is it something that you are going to do again with baby number 2?
Yes, that is our plan. So I always like to say home birth is plan A. And if it doesn't work out, then plan B is always a great option too. If you need to transfer to the hospital for any reason or you choose to, then that's okay too.
And why did you choose a home birth with Collins?
Okay, so I'll start off by giving my many disclaimers that this is just my story and my own choice. So I know we'll talk more about that, but everyone needs to choose what's best for them. They need to talk to their own healthcare providers because their healthcare providers will help determine if they're low risk. But for me, I knew I was a low risk pregnancy and home just felt like the safest place for me. I'm already, as you know, a pretty natural human and a natural mama. And I just wanted a way that I could know that I would have the least amount of interventions possible and have the most natural birth possible. So that is why I chose home birth. And also I was blessed that I had seen 2 of my sister-in-laws, not a home birth, but a birth center birth first, and then a home birth second. And so because I had seen her give birth in that way, it was just such a beautiful experience. And it just confirmed that that was something that I definitely wanted.
Well, and obviously, Lauren, as you said, this was your choice and it isn't something for everybody, but where do you even start with research for this?
Yeah, well, I actually, when I was 18 years old, I got my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, to watch a documentary called The Business of Being Born with me. And that's actually a resource that you'll hear a lot of people that choose home birth talk about, kind of just that one little stepping stone to get you started. So that was what initially kicked off the thought process for me. And then come 11 years later, I finally got to have my home birth. But There are so many amazing resources. I share a lot of them again on my website. I just recently did a blog post called So You're Interested in Home Birth that shares a bunch of different resources. So I highly recommend people check that out, because I think a lot of people think that home birth is only for really crunchy or hippie people or whatever term they want to call it. But there are a lot of books and podcasts and everything by doctors, by registered nurses, and then also by midwives or people that have experienced it. But there's a lot of people out there, like I said, doctors saying that I am at a hospital, but I can still tell you all the amazing benefits and about home birth and how you can choose if it's right for you.
Well, and as you said too, this is an option where if it's a low risk pregnancy and the hospital is still there as a backup, so it's not something that you want to plan, to be doing at a cabin in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, you want to do your research for this. So as you were going along the way, Lauren, did you find that there was a lot of support, or were there a lot of people who were actually kind of questioning your idea?
Well, I guess I should also back up and say that midwives are incredible. So if you find a midwife that is the right fit for you, or a midwife team, they come to your birth with so many things. So if you were to hemorrhage, or if baby needed oxygen or any of those things, they have so much there. So people need to realize too that it's not like you're just at home and the end. There is a lot, a lot of really evidence-based care there ready to support you as well. But that made me forget your question. Oh, support.
Yes.
Support from other people. So before my first home birth, I didn't tell a lot of people that we were having a home birth, because you do get a lot of the what if questions. And even though we answered all the what if questions for ourselves as the people that were going to be at home having this birth, I just didn't want to field all those questions. But now going into the second birth, people know. So now people ask. But because I feel even more confident in our decision now, I'm happy to share it and answer all those questions. And I think people can see a bit more that it does come from a place of a lot of evidence and research, and really deciding that it's the right decision for you. And it's not just kind of a whim of a decision. It's a very informed decision.
Will you allow Collins to be present at the birth, or have you talked about this yet?
Yes, that's actually something we're really excited about. I told you that we love reading books with her. We've got a lot of books about home birth, or mamas having a home birth, or how babies are born. And we've watched some natural home births with her, or water births. So she knows a lot of the terms, and she's seen it, and she's really excited. She's even asked if she can catch the baby. So we won't be going that far, but anything that she decides she wants to be a part of, she can be a part of in the process.
Well, Lauren, you always have such great information on all of these parenting topics. And so I know you mentioned earlier that you did have a special article that you have done yourself, a blog on home birth. Do you have a place kind of where you've consolidated everything? So if people have questions, they can go to?
Yeah, so on my website, laurenroddick-eberly.com, down in the blog section, they just can go to parenting, or there's a search engine up at the top, and they can just type in anything. They can type in home birth, and then they'll see any of the articles I have on home birth or anything like that. So the search engine is a great spot to look up anything they're interested in.
All right, Lauren. Well, thank you once again for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck when it comes to baby number 2. I know you're going to be super busy over the next few weeks and months, so we'll probably chat with you again after you had the second child, and see how things are going at that point.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it.
Thank you so much, Lauren.
And now for taking a quick look at your 7-day forecast, we will be seeing a warmer day tomorrow at 25 with a mixture of some sun and cloud, but be ready. We will be cooling down for Thursday and Friday, unfortunately, to kind of cool things down with that precipitation. Then we will be warming it back up for Saturday and Sunday just in time, seeing some sunnier days for our weekend here. And then we will be seeing some slightly warmer temperatures for next week. So as the fall season slowly moves in here in the border city, we are cooling down quite a bit. But don't worry, we will be seeing that 24 and 20 next Monday and next Tuesday.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Shelby. Looks like we're going to have a good weekend. I'm looking forward to those warm temperatures. That's all the time we have for our first hour of Primetime Local News. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you missed anything, stick around. We'll be here for our second hour, continuing next.